Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to me. I'm the one that actually been gone for a while, which brings us to the topic of today's blog, which is kind of about writer's block. Writer's block, please. What a load of monkey dung writers been flinging around about that forever. Except that I've been writing. Not really. I've been re-editing and staring and thinking and reading and futzing, basically. For weeks now, I've been totally futzed, but not writing. Now, I haven't even been able to produce this blog, as some of you may have noticed. It's tough to write about writing when you're not writing, which is your profound thought of the day. And it's never happened to me before. As a newspaper reporter, I wrote because I had to. I mean, there were deadlines coming at me every day, so I'd come in the morning by 9 o'clock, there'd be a bunch of stuff written. And it'd get edited and proofed, and, we'd all move on. And that worked great for me. But writing this novel is nothing like that. I mean, the deadlines are all kind of soft and nebulous, clouds on some distant horizon. And I mean, there's nothing soft and nebulous about watching the money dwindle in my bank account because writing books pays exactly nothing. That's a pretty concrete deadline because 0 is 0. And more accurately, max out credit cards or max out credit cards. But that's not a writing deadline. That just means that I've got to find ways to bring in cash so that I can keep on writing. And is it truly necessary that I go broke as part of writing a novel? I mean, I really hope not, because that's not the kind of deadline I'm looking for. So, without a hard deadline to use as a crutch, what was I going to do to get moving again? And so last week, I found the problem. No surprises here. The problem was me. And more specifically, the problem was the editor in me. So I've been cranking along more or less chronologically on this novel. And this happens, then that happens, and so on. And at about the halfway point, things started taking place, in the novel that didn't line up with many of the chapters I'd already written. So I went back and I started rewriting those earlier chapters. Seemed like a good idea. And that was the beginning of the block. I sent myself into this vortex of editing concerns. And, where every scene, every character trait, and every new bit of dialogue had repercussions for, the entire novel. And I found myself attempting to cover all those bases as I was writing, making sure that everything lined up. And here's the dirty word, perfectly in my first draft. And the result is total paralysis and creative suicide. And the fun went right out of it, and the fear filled the void, and suddenly I wasn't writing anything forward. I'm a good editor, and I like editing, but now is not the time for editing. In fact, it turns out now is the absolute worst time for editing. Now is the time for creating, for going wild, for not making sense, for tangents and rabbit holes and all those things that I was trying so hard to avoid. And it feels a little like a fight to the death in there because if I don't kill the editor is going to kill this book. So the editor's got to die. He'll be resurrected at some later date, but now he's going to be buried deep and forgotten so that I can forge ahead. Now, writing anything and everything I want, unmolested by very rational concerns about coherence, and unchained from that need to get it right. Instead, the goal is just to write, to enjoy the writing, and to boldly ignore the problems I am writing into existence, because I'm writing quite a few of them. Along the way, we take solace in the succinct wisdom of Ernest Hemingway, who told us in no uncertain terms, the first draft of anything is shit. So, I'm confident I can hit that bar. And so with my confidence restored and my editor vanquished, I'm happy to report I'm writing again. So, I'll leave you with that, and see you next week, unblocked and writing more stuff. Take care.